Om Shri Matre Namaha. One should not give up his pride and prestige at any cost towards others at the time of adversities. We should not lament with self-pity. We should not show self-pity and gain sympathy from others. It is really not good. It will kill our character. Even others show us pity, we should not accept it. Why? There are so many people who are not even getting what we are getting. Then how can we show pity on others? At the same time, how can we feel self-pity? Basing on this, today I took the topic of don't allow self-pity. Let us go in detail. First prayer. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Whether you have failed to close a major deal or you are overwhelmed by a looming deadline, throwing a pity party won't help. In fact, feeling sorry for yourself can become downright self-destructive. It makes overcoming adversity difficult, if not impossible, and keeps you stuck. Mentally strong people refuse to allow self-pity to sabotage their success. Instead, they use life's inevitable hardships as a way to grow stronger and become better. Here is how mentally strong people avoid the self-pity trap. It is a kind of trap. The one should not be caught in that. Now, they face their feelings. Who seek self-pity? Mentally strong people allow themselves to experience emotions like grief, disappointment, and loneliness head on. They don't distract themselves from uncomfortable emotions, from questioning whether their problems are fair, or by convincing themselves they have suffered more than those around them. They know the best way to deal with discomfort is to just get through it. Number 2. They recognize warning signs of the downward spiral. When you focus on everything that is going wrong in your life, your thoughts become exaggeratedly negative. And those negative thoughts will negatively affect your behavior if you dwell on them. The combination of negative thinking and inactivity fuels further feelings of self-pity. Mentally strong people recognize when they are at risk of becoming caught in this downward spiral, and they take action to prevent themselves from living a pitiful life. Another, they question their perceptions. Our emotional state influences how we perceive reality. When you are feeling sorry for yourself, you are likely to focus on the bad things going on in your life, while overlooking the good. Mentally strong people question whether their thoughts represent reality. They ask themselves questions like, is my luck always bad? Or is my entire life really ruined? Asking themselves these types of questions allows them to recognize when their outlook is not realistic. This allows them to create a more realistic perception of their situation. Another one. They turn their negative thoughts into behavioral experiments. How? Mentally strong people don't allow their negative thinking to turn into self fulfilling prophecy. Instead, when they find themselves thinking things like, I could never put on a presentation as good as this one, they respond by saying, challenge accepted. They perform behavioral experiments to prove their negative thinking wrong. Does it understand? Another. They reserve their resources for productive activities. How? Let us go. Every minute you spend hosting your own pity party is 60 seconds you delay working on a solution. Mentally strong people refuse to waste their precious time and energy dwelling on their misery. Instead, they devote their finite resources to productive activities that can improve their situation. Nowhere they get compromised at any circumstances. They will be strong-minded one. Next, they practice gratitude. How? It's impossible to feel self-pity and gratitude at the same time. While self-pity is about thinking, I deserve better. Gratitude is about thinking, I have more than I need. Mentally strong people recognize all that they have to be grateful for in life. Right down to the fresh air to breathe and clean water to drink. Next, they help other people. How can they help? Let us see. It's hard to feel sorry for yourself when you are helping those who are less fortunate. Problems like demanding customers or declining sales don't seem so bad when you are reminded that there are people who lack food and shelter. Rather than ruminate on their own inconveniences, mentally strong people strive to improve the life of others. Now, they refuse to complain. How? Venting to other people about the magnitude of your problems fuels feelings of self-pity. Mentally strong people don't try to gain sympathy from others by complaining about their difficult circumstances. Instead of They either take action to make things better or they accept the situations that they can't change. Next, they maintain an optimistic outlook. Let us see how it's possible. Some of life's problems can't be prevented nor solved. The loss of loved ones, natural disasters, and certain health conditions are problems that most people will face at one time or another. Mentally strong people keep on optimistic outlook about their ability to handle whatever life throws their way. Next, build mental strength. Developing mental strength is similar to building physical strength. If you wanted to become physically strong, you would need good habits like lifting weights, but you had also need to get rid of bad habits like eating too many sweets. Developing mental strength requires good habits and to also requires you to give up destructive habits like self-pity. Everyone has the ability to build mental strength by developing an increased ability to regulate your thoughts, manage your emotions, and blame productivity despite your circumstances. You will grow stronger and become better. When we fall into the depression of self-pity, we allow to take control of our lives. We become completely self-absorbed. It is destructive to dwell on negative events and carry that bitterness and resentment forward. When we keep our focus on the hunt, we are not focused on taking control of your lives. No. If we blame negative circumstances for our place in life, which are giving up responsibility and control, we lament and feel sorry for ourselves. We can choose to spread our misery or we can choose to rise above our circumstances. Self-pity is a form of selfishness. It makes us less aware of the needs and suffering of others. Our own suffering is all we think or care about in our self-absorbed photo. All of us have days when things just do not seem to be going our way and we demoralized. In such a situation, it is natural to feel sorry for yourself for some time. However, you have to learn to move on. Why? Because it works against you in the following ways. It clouds your perspective. Oh, let us see. As you dwell on thoughts of how bad things are, you tend to blame anyone, even remotely associated with the circumstances. Result, you lose focus on the important subtle like identifying the problem and dealing with it. Your friend screams at you over something unimportant and you just take it. You moan, oh, what can I do? What it. My parents never taught me to stand up for myself, so it's just the way I am and always will be. In reality, you ought to be looking at developing as empathy that allows you to put your friend's tantrum in perspective. Often you get so used to pitying yourself that soon you start wanting to have problems to cry over, and this ability means you never look for a solution. The problems of your face. It makes you ungraceful. With self pity, you end up so full of what is wrong with your life that you completely miss out on feeling grateful for the things that are right. Okay, we may have some things going wrong right now, but are not there something that are blessings in our life? All it takes is the good sense to recognize these for the value they hold and feel grateful for having them. When you are in the self pity mode, you are so unable to see the good things in your lifetime that it causes you to sink deeper and deeper into the abyss of depression. Here are two mental strength exercises that will put an end to self pity. 1. Act contrary to how you feel. If you feel yourself heading down the road of self pity, it's easy to let yourself continue in that direction. Rather than work on figuring out solutions to your problems, you will waste time by taking the easy way out and assuming that nothing will work. If you find yourself focused on the unfairness of circumstances, you will probably start complaining of family, friends, and whoever you come in contact with. Your complaints might gain momentary sympathy from some, but right now everyone has problems of their own. So think about it. Has anyone ever said to you, what I really like about you is that you always complain about your problems and feel sorry for yourself? Of course not. And you likely don't enjoy the company of others with these attitudes either. Commiserating isn't exactly a very good bonding activity. We should be remaining positive and builds each other up now more than ever. So it is possible sometimes only, but it's most important to all alter your behavior and actions. Do things that make it more difficult to wallow in your wealthy thoughts and emotions. This may involve getting up off the couch and getting moving. Physical activity is so important for your emotional and mental health. It will probably be more difficult during this time, so you might have to be creative. Depending on the restrictions where you live, you might be able to go and outlook to walk a perfect or take a jog. If you are staying inside, try an online exercises video, cleaning the house, organizing or something more fun like dancing with kids. Regardless of what you do, moving your body can shift and improve your mindset. You might also do something kind of others. Help a friend or volunteer for a clarity or charity. There are plenty of people in need right now that you may be able to help. The kind acts remind you how much you have to give to others. This can keep you from focusing on what you think other people should be doing for you, and it can help you stay more positive in general. Number 2, exchange self-pity for gratitude. Self-pity causes you to think, I deserve better. On the other hand, gratitude is about thinking, I have not, is about thinking. The easiest way to conquer like this. So the easiest way to conquer feelings of self-pity is to change the way you think. Studies show that the feeling of gratitude offers a variety of benefits, including better sleep, improved health, better stress and resilience, and more mental strength. Every time you are tempted to complain about too bad your situation is, think about the 3 things you are reactful for. Some people even take it a step further and write them down in a gratitude journal. The key is to find a strategy that works for Guru. When you Guru begin to realize how much you have to thankful for, you will be much less likely to slide into self-pity. Depression versus self-pity, the differences. Depression is also called major depressive disorder or clinical depression. It is a medical diagnosis and affects the most basic activities such as eating, sleeping, and working. Symptoms of depression must last over 2 weeks for it to be diagnosed and discovered from being in a short-term funk. Self-pity is not a healthy type of sadness either. People who self-pity often exaggerate their misfortunes and feel hopeless, like never lets them catch a break. Usually, someone who self-pities is absorbed into their misfortune, that they are pessimistic. They often can't see the good and get wrapped up in the bad. Are you realizing self-pity? Here are some strategies to take back your life. Basically, you don't choose to be dressed. Self-pity is a choice of someone makes about their outlook on life. But their ability to do basic life tasks are not hindered by their mental health. If you have depression, it's easy to pity yourself and clearly never see the good in our life. But diagnosing yourself with depression may be incorrect because Although you have feelings of sadness and hopeless and does not mean you are non functional. If you have depression, it's easy to pity yourself and clearly never see the good in your life. But diagnosing yourself with depression may be incorrect because although you have feelings of sadness and hopelessness, it does not mean you are non functional. Laziness. Laziness is a key defining characteristics between depression versus self pity. A lot people with depression confuse their depression with laziness. Laziness is usually a choice to not do something because it requires effort. However, people with depression suffer from a serious, debilitating mental illness which hinders them from doing basic tasks. Showering, getting out of bed, or eating, etc., all become a chore that gets put off instead of something that naturally occurs. These are the things that you can figure out with a determine what's stopping you from getting things done, and it's self pity and laziness or depression. 8 ways to alleviate depression on your goal. While depression often requires meditation, which is prescribed by a medical professional, there are ways to change your lifestyle, which can also affect your mental health. Have a routine. Depression can also away any attitude you had before, and by having a schedule. You can be someone worried productive. Don't be worried if you don't get every day done. You have to start somewhere. Number 2, set goals for yourself. Part of having a schedule is to challenge yourself to do something you really don't want to do. Some people who suffer from depression don't show them frequently or don't do laundry for weeks. Some people barely eat. Start small by eating a meal, hoping in the shower, or doing up a load of laundry. Get exercising outdoors. Exercise releases endorphins, which makes people happy. Additionally, beings outside in sunlight also lets you soak up vitamin D, which can also help improve warriors. It is a kind of mood. Next, eat healthy, not what is easiest. By eating healthier, you are continuing to care for yourself, your body. If you overwhelmed under bear while pressed, your weight can fluctuate. Regulate your sleep. Getting too much or too little sleep can make your depression feel worse. Sleep may be something we can't control entirely, but start by removing all distraction from your room and avoid happening. If you oversleep, maybe ask someone to wake you up at certain times. While some severe cases of depression require you to withdraw from work or school to focus on yourself, create responsibilities for yourself as well. Sign up for art class, work part time, or join a book club. By having responsibilities, you can stay grounded and feel some sort of achievement. Another, look into supplements and vitamins. Always check with your doctor before you start any supplement while on medication. But they may recommended fresh oil or same. You can get these at your local grocery store and include them in your prescription routine to ensure you take from every day. Try some new. I know it's hard to even get the motivation to do anything while you are depressed. But start by accepting invitations to go places with other people. Maybe you don't like amusement parks, but your friends invite you to go, just try it. When you challenge yourself to do something different, the chemicals in your brain react. Sometimes life is unfair and cruel, and something life is beautiful. No matter how perfect yourself life is, you are going to them. Yourself a pity party once in a while. श्रीकांताय कल्याणने देन देदराम श्री वेंकटनिवासाय श्रीनिवासाय मंगलम मंगलासारपे मदाचार पुरोगमे सर्वेश भूरैराचार्य सत्कृतायास्तु मंगलम.